Yo guys, welcome back to a prediction and breakdown video. Guys, last week, what did I tell ya? Bobby Green was gonna get it done. Hey, don't say I didn't tell you, because I did. But this week, Saturday, we got Sadiq Yusuff versus Edson Barboza. It's gonna be a good fight. And guys, before we get into the predictions and breakdown, hit the like button and subscribe for more content. I'm gonna be dropping videos like this every week and other videos during the week. So like and subscribe. Alright, in the first fight we have, I'm not gonna say the first fight, but the first fight we actually care about, Ashley Yoder versus Emily Ducote. I mean, let's be honest, who cares? Like, do we really care? I don't think you guys care. I'm just gonna pick Ducote. She's the favorite. Yeah, Ducote. Chris Gutierrez versus Alan Tinhiley. I probably butchered that bad. I want to talk about this fight for a little bit. Chris Gutierrez was actually supposed to fight on last week's card against Montel Jackson on the Bobby Green card, but now he has a new opponent in Alan Tinhiley. I probably said that wrong again. From China. So let's talk about Gutierrez real quick. Gutierrez, this dude has his nasty kicks. I mean, the leg kicks he landed on Ewell, nasty. That's like one of his best weapons in his arsenal is his leg kicks. He's very flashy. He loves to throw spinning stuff, especially his spinning back fist and his spinning back kicks. And this dude's always moving, non-stop feigning. I see from Gutierrez, and I'm very high on Gutierrez. Even though he lost his last fight against Pedro Munoz, I'm still very high on him. I feel like this dude can be top 10, top 5. Somewhere in that range. And before his loss with Pedro Munoz, he fought in Madison Square Garden against Frankie Edgar, old man Edgar. And unfortunately for the New York fans, they saw Chris Gutierrez send Frankie Edgar to the shadow realm. Yeah, this dude loves to throw flying knees and knees in general. When he throws knees up in the middle, that's when he catches you by surprise and could potentially knock you out. He has very good footwork, always circling around the cage. He never stops moving. He's always feinting. He's always showing you his shoulders, feigning the leg kicks, feigning his hips, all that. Now, Alan Tinhiley. I'm not gonna lie, I had to look at tape for this dude because I didn't remember his last fights. But he does have power. He has really good power in his hands. And he's mostly a counter striker. And why is this fight on the prelims? Let's look at the card. Let me look at the card real quick. Let me see who's above Chris Gutierrez. Irene Iski. Like, who is that? Tainara Lisboa? Bro, who are these people? These are dead ass creative fighters. I don't know how this is deep in the prelims. Hope they change it. I really do hope they change it because I need more people to know about Chris Gutierrez. And Chris Gutierrez is the favorite, minus 325 to the underdog, Alan Tinhiley, plus 260. I'm going to pick Gutierrez in this one. I feel like Gutierrez is going to circle around this dude. Alan Tinhiley is primarily just a boxer. He's going to have that boxing heavy stance. And Chris Gutierrez is going to chew his legs up. And maybe in the second or third round, he's going to finish him. That's my pick. I picked Chris Gutierrez by decision or KO in the third round. Now on to the next fight we actually care about. Before we get into this fight, actually, let me talk about Terrence McKinney and his opponent. I don't want to get too deep into this because we already know who Terrence McKinney is. I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea who he's fighting. His name is Brendan Morotti. Terrence McKinney should get this done. I'm gonna say first round KO because, I mean, when it's not bums, Terrence KOs him in the first round. But yeah, Terrence McKinney should win this one. And I'm not gonna talk about Tainara Lisboa versus Ravina Oliveira because who actually cares about that? I'll talk about Darren Elkins versus TJ Brown for a little bit. Darren Elkins, this dude's old. Cub Swanson finished him. Jonathan Pierce put a beat down on him. Now he's fighting TJ Brown. TJ Brown's like a younger version of him. They just both take an amount of damage and just keep on going forward. I'm gonna pick TJ Brown to win this. He should win this. He's younger. He just got out of a war with Bill Algeo. So yeah, TJ Brown, I'm picking him to win that. Now, on to the main card. Guys, this main card is very good. The first fight to start off the main card in the bantamweight division, Christian Rodriguez versus Cameron Simon. This fight was originally supposed to be on UFC 290, which I was at. And I was really excited to see this fight, but the fight got canceled. I forget why. A lot of good fights got canceled that card. Not good fights, but like fighters. This fight got canceled. Trayshawn Gore, and I think that was the only two. No, Sean Brady versus JDM got canceled. Yep. I wish all those fights went down when I was there. But hey, better late than never, because this fight is going to be good. We saw Christian Rodriguez last at UFC 287 against Raul Rosas Jr., where he showed he had great takedown defense and scrambles. Christian Rodriguez is great on the ground, and he has good boxing. I'm not going to say like crazy boxing, but his boxing is decent enough to where he can hang with people on the feet. He loves his 1-2, his jab straight. He loves using that. And one thing I noticed about Christian Rodriguez, he doesn't get hit a lot. He has really good defense. He knows where to keep his hands at all times. He's very defensively sound, and he's always calm. That's another thing. He's always calm. He's never like jittery, you know what I'm saying? Like, he stays calm. He pushes forward, not going crazy. He beat Jonathan Pierce. He beat Raul Rosas Jr. I mean, both these dudes are young. No, actually, he lost to Jonathan Pierce. Yeah, he did lose to Jonathan Pierce in a very close fight. I don't know why he said he won, but everything I said about him still holds up. Now, Cameron Simon. This dude's also good. This dude has some nasty kicks. In the Mana Martinez fight, he showed his kicks really well, especially the leg kicks. I know he hit Mana Martinez very low. He got actually point deduction. But besides that, he had great leg kicks. He was throwing flashy spinny kicks. And he has good combos with a mix of his hands and kicks. His last fight, he actually submitted Terrence Mitchell. No, he didn't submit him. He ground and pounded him to a win when Terrence Mitchell was trying to take him down. And he also showed great takedown scrambles where he got him in a couple submission attempts. Used that to get on top of Terrence Mitchell and then finish him with a ground and pound. One thing about Simon is he gets hit a lot. And when he gets hit, he wears on his face. Like, I'm talking about bloody noses, blood coming out of his mouth. This dude gets hit a lot. You could literally look at all of his fights, except the Terrence Mitchell fight, because that was mostly wrestling. But this dude gets hit a lot. Man, this is a close fight. Christian Rodriguez is the favorite. I'm gonna be going with Christian Rodriguez. I just feel like he has more ways to win. He can win on his feet. He can win on his. Let me rephrase that. He can win on his feet if he mixes in the wrestling. Because if he doesn't mix his wrestling with Cameron, he's gonna have a hard time on his feet, because Cameron, he's very good on the feet. He has really good kicks and combos. So I'm picking Christian Rodriguez to win, but he has to mix in the wrestling. He cannot just stand with Cameron Simon. And this is gonna be a great fight. So I'm picking Christian Rodriguez by decision. That's what I'm going for. But don't get me wrong, Cameron can win this. But I just feel like Christian, he can mix it up. He can use his hands to set up the wrestling. He can use wrestling to set up his hands. So yeah, I got Christian by decision. Our next fight, my boy Edgar Chairez versus Daniel Lacerda. These two actually already fought in UFC Noche, where Alexa Grasso fought Valentina Shevchenko, and there's a lot of controversy about this one. So basically what happened, Lacerda shot in for a takedown, Edgar Chairez went for an anaconda choke, and then the referee, I forget who it was, I think it was the bald one. That's all who I remember was the bald dude. He stopped it, but Lacerda wasn't out. But the reason he stopped is because Lacerda's arm went limp at one point, but he didn't actually go out. To be honest, I feel like Edgar Chairez should have got the win. That's not his fault that the referee made a mistake. So I feel like Edgar should have gotten the win, but it was no contest. They're gonna run it back this week. So yeah, we'll see who truly wins. I feel like Edgar's gonna win. You know, Edgar has great boxing. He has really good boxing. He was piecing up Tetsuya Taira on the feet. And to be honest, the only reason why Edgar Chairez lost that fight is because he just kept on pulling gillies. And bro, him pulling gillies is what gets him the most in trouble. As I said, I was there for UFC 290, so I saw this dude lose to Tetsuya Taira, and bro, it was so frustrating to watch that. But yeah, he did show great boxing against Tetsuya Taira. He kind of exposed Tetsuya Taira a little bit. But Daniel Lacerda, this dude's crazy. He didn't go really too crazy in his last fight with Edgar. He was a little bit more patient, but I'm pretty sure that's because he's like on a 4-fight losing streak. He lost to CJ Vergara in a crazy fight. I mean, he had CJ hurt bad. Like he had that dude CJ running laps in the octagon. And then Victor Altamirano, that was a good fight too. He hurt Victor. That was a back and forth fight, very good fight. I forgot what card that fight was on. I think 278 with the one with Leon and Usman head kick knockout. I think that's what it was on. But yeah, that dude Lacerda is crazy. You're definitely gonna see him be throwing spinning stuff. He's long too. Both of these dudes are long. Pause. But yeah, I just feel like Edgar is gonna have the edge on the feet. He's very defensively sound. He doesn't get hit a lot on the feet. He's gonna see everything that Lacerda is gonna throw at him, and then yeah, he's gonna be piecing him up on the feet with his boxing, getting in that close range where Lacerda can't use his crazy kicks, and then maybe, who knows, Lacerda tries to take him down again and Edgar pulls a gilly and chokes him out. I got my boy Edgar Chairez. I'm gonna say second round submission, because I can just see Lacerda just shooting in on him and then Edgar going in for a gilly like he always does. But man, if Edgar loses this, I'm gonna be mad. I'm not even gonna lie, because he should have won the last one in my opinion. I know the referee messed up, but that's the referee's fault. That's not Edgar's fault. This should have been a new matchup, but here we are fighting once more. Sorry, I got Edgar by submission round 2, and he is the favorite. Next on the card, I like to call this one the Battle of Mid. And last week we had a Battle of Mid too. Ian Cutelaba versus Felipe Lins, but that one got canceled because Felipe shed his pants on the day of the fight. But Andre Petrosky versus Michel Pereira. This one's gonna be fun. These two are just explosive. I mean, this is gonna be explosion competition. Yo, the crazy thing, bro, I thought this dude Michel Pereira was like 35. This dude, I'm pretty sure, is only like 30 years old. That is, yo, am I tripping or what? Was I the only one that thought this dude was old? Like 35? No, he's only 30, which when I found that out, bro, my mind was blown, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, he won his last 3 against Santiago Ponzinibbio, sorry, Andre Fiallo, and Nico Price. In that Ponzinibbio fight, he actually showed a lot of calmness. He didn't go as wild as he usually does, which in his other fights, you know, doing backflips off the cage. In the Nico Price fight, this dude did a backflip and landed on Nico, then got top mount or something crazy like that. But yeah, originally I was gonna pick Andre Petrosky to win him because of his wrestling, if he used his wrestling. Because in the Gerald Mearshart fight, he did not use his wrestling. He was actually getting pieced up by Gerald on the 3rd round. He did drop Gerald on the 2nd round, I'm pretty sure. He won that fight. But in the Wellington tournament fight, I mean, he just wrestled him to a victory. And in the Nick Maximoff fight, the same thing. I'm pretty sure he got a sub on him. I was all up. Let me not say that. I was all in. That would have sounded weird. I was all in on Andre Petrosky to win this fight. But then I just realized Michel is only 30. And he's only getting better right now. And yeah, he's probably worked on his takedown defense during his time off, not fighting. So I would assume Michel Pereira has the edge on the stand-up. And yeah, he's way better on the stand-up. Because Andre Petrosky, all he does is load up a right hand and then misses, and then tries to go for a takedown. You can't miss on Michel because he will make you pay. It could be a right hand, it could be a flying knee, it could be a back flip right on your face. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Michel Pereira. I don't know if he's gonna get the finish because he has calmed down in his last 2 fights, not going all crazy. So I do see Michel Pereira stuffing the takedowns, getting out of the way Andre's right hand, and just winning by decision. I don't think he's gonna knock Andre out because Andre will have that threat of the takedown. But I feel like Michel Pereira will defend it and just he will just win on the feet in a decision, or he will knock him out. But ultimately, I'm gonna go Michel Pereira in a decision against Andre Petrosky. Let's see who wins the battle of the mids. I got Michel in the co-main event. Guys, this is the fight I'm most looking forward to. You got my boy Jonathan Martinez. Bro, I've been high on this dude ever since his fight with Andre Ewell, and then he wins his fight against Sadiq Nurmagomedov, and I picked him to win that, and he won. I know a lot of people say that fight was, I don't know how you can call that robbery. It was a very close fight, but I thought Martinez edged it out with his clinch work. He broke Said's face with an elbow in the clinch. But man, let me talk about Jonathan Martinez for a little bit. I don't mean to glaze him. I don't want to glaze him too hard, but this dude's so good. His leg kicks. His kicks in general, nasty. What he did to Cub Swanson with his leg kicks, he literally destroyed Cub Swanson's leg. Cub Swanson will never be the same after that. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, he destroyed Swanson's leg. And then the Vince Morales fight, he also destroyed his leg. He didn't. If you haven't watched that Vince Morales fight, go watch it back. That's like one of his best performances in the UFC. I mean, he was just countering. He kept his distance. He wasn't going crazy. He has very good distance management. And this dude trains with Chris Gutierrez, who is also known to have nasty leg kicks, nasty spinning attacks. Jonathan Martinez loves the spinning back kicks, which he landed some of them on Said Nurmagomedov, and spinning head kicks on Said. Yeah, Martinez has great hands too. He can kick and punch, and he's very good on the ground. Very good submission defense. He showed that against Said Nurmagomedov. He has great scrambles. This dude has fast kicks. He can catch you by surprise to the body and to the head. He doesn't waste anything. Like, everything he throws is intended to land and not just like a random overhead. Everything he throws is thought out. Nothing wasted at all on the feet. And he's defensively sound. He doesn't get hit a lot. The only time I see him get hit a lot was Said Nurmagomedov, but Said is a freak of nature, as I like to call some fighters. Like, Said's a freak of nature, Yair's a freak of nature, Yoel Romero's a freak of nature. These dudes just throw anything, and yeah, sometimes they'll land, but he ate that shit. You know, Said Nurmagomedov was landing on him, but you know, he ate it. And this dude has very underrated work in the clinch. He's known as a striker, but he also has great clinch work with his knees, his elbows. As I said before, he broke the nose of Said Nurmagomedov. He can do good work in the clinch. Alright, enough of me of glazing Jonathan Martinez. Let me get to Adrian Yanez. I mean, when you watch this dude's fights, like, you can just tell really good at boxing. Like, this dude's like pure boxing. You know, people like a couple months ago before his Rob Font loss were calling him young Jorge Masvidal because of his hands. I was rewatching some of his fights, and bro, this dude's boxing is like on another level. He has great counters. Like in the Davy Grant fight, if you go rewatch that, beautiful counters. He would slip one of Davy Grant's jab and just rip a combo to the head, to the body. Nasty combos he does when he slips under a punch, and he has power too in his hands. If he can hit you clean, he will hurt you, and he will go for the finish. He did that against Tony Kelly. He went for the finish. He did that against Randy Costa. But one of the main things I worry about Adrian Yanez is he gets hit a lot. His defense isn't where it needs to be to compete with the top of the division. We saw that in the Rob Font. That dude literally had like non-existent defense. And I know Rob Font's good, but I feel like they pushed Adrian Yanez up the rankings a little bit too quick. Guys, before the Rob Font fight, he finished Tony Kelly. How you gonna? Why would the UFC give him Rob Font after finishing Tony Kelly? That's like one of the matchups I'll never understand. Yeah, when I first saw it, it was very exciting. You know, I was one of the ones picking Adrian Yanez, but now looking back at it, it was like, man, before the Rob Font fight, this dude finished Tony Kelly. So yeah, I feel like that was a little bit too quick on the UFC's part and our part, to be honest. I think this is gonna be a little bit of a joke, but I think we were hyping him up because he was on Twitter talking about Dr. Pepper, whatever that was with Randy Costa. Adrian Yanez does get hit a lot, and he has a very heavy boxing stance. Lead leg out, planted to throw those combos. And I'm gonna be picking Jonathan Martinez because of that. That lead, that heavy stance, that heavy boxing stance is gonna get Adrian Yanez in a big trouble because he likes to have that lead foot out and planted. And if Jonathan Martinez lands a couple leg kicks on it with the devastating leg kicks he has, that leg is not going to last for a whole 3 rounds, let me tell you. And he's not very good at checking leg kicks. Davy Grant was landing leg kicks at will whenever he threw it. Yeah, Adrian Yanez does not check a lot of leg kicks. So yeah, I got Jonathan Martinez winning this fight. I'm going to say unanimous decision because Adrian Yanez will be in the fight at all times. You have to knock him out cold to actually put him out. He's very tough. Same with Jonathan Martinez. Like, both these dudes are dogs. Adrian Yanez got in a dog fight with Tony Kelly. This dude Jonathan Martinez, at the final 10 seconds of his fight with Andre Ewell, he basically did a Max Holloway impression and said right here in the center, and then they threw down. But man, I just think Jonathan Martinez is gonna chew that leg of Adrian Yanez. And I've been saying this for a long time. I feel like the hype Adrian Yanez was getting before the Rob Font fight, all that hype should have been on Jonathan Martinez. And I'm so glad this dude's on the main card, Jonathan Martinez, and people are gonna now realize that Jonathan Martinez is for real. And this dude Jonathan Martinez, I said I was gonna stop glazing him. This dude Jonathan Martinez, yo, he's so good. He's definitely gonna be top 5 in the bantamweight division. I have no doubt about that. He's young. He's only gonna be better. He's only gonna be getting better. Same with Adrian Yanez. This dude's young. Both these dudes are gonna be top 10, top 5 in the future. But right now, I've always been high on Jonathan Martinez, and I feel like he can get it done. So I got Jonathan Martinez by decision in this co-main event. I call this co-main event because, I mean, the next fight, I don't even know if I'm gonna talk about it. Maybe I'll give a quick prediction, but nobody cares about that fight, let's be honest. Why would they make Jennifer Maia versus Viviana Araújo? I'm gonna rant real quick. Why would they make Jennifer Maia versus Viviana Araújo the co-main event? That literally ruins the flow of the whole card. So the main card starts with Christian Rodriguez versus Cameron Simon, Edgar Chairez versus Daniel Lasarda, my bad. Andre Petroski versus Michelle Pereira. That's gonna be a fun fight. A banger. Jonathan Martinez versus Adrian Yanez. And then we get Jennifer Maia versus Viviana. What are the UFC thinking? It's literally gonna be a boring decision. And to be honest, I hope they prove me wrong. I don't think they will. I don't think they will. But okay, I'm gonna give a quick prediction for this one. I see Jennifer Maia as the favorite. I mean, like, Jennifer, why is this the co-main event? Oh my god. Like, why? They should have put this in the prelims and put Gutierrez in the main event. I don't know what the UFC was thinking with this. I'm just gonna pick Jennifer Maia because I really don't care who wins this. Hope it's a fun fight. Hope they prove me wrong. But Jennifer Maia, go get the dub. I really don't care. That's a fake main event, or that's a fake co-main event. Now, on to the main event. I've been thinking about this one a lot. I've been thinking about this one a lot. Sadiq Yusuff. This dude is. Let me start with Edson Barboza. Actually, he just recently KO'd Billy Quarantillo into the shadow round in the first round. But before that, he lost to Bryce Mitchell, wrestling heavy, and then Giga Chikadze. But that was Giga before the beatdown he took against Calvin Kattar. Giga's not gonna be the same after that. That fight was basically that fight was basically featherweight Gaethje versus Ferguson. Giga's not gonna be the same, and we saw that in his last fight against Alex Caceres. Where I'm be honest, if that was the old Giga, I love Alex Caceres, but if that was the old Giga before the Calvin Kattar fight, Giga would have washed him. And I know how good Alex Caceres is. So yeah, Edson lost to a Giga Chikadze before the beatdown of Calvin Kattar, which is nothing to be ashamed about that. And we know who Edson is. I don't gotta explain explain it to you guys. This dude has some of the nastiest leg kicks. You know, the leg kicks that, destroyed Shane Burgo's legs. The leg kicks that, put down Dan Hooker in their fight. A spinning body kick. Who I forget about that? Edson Barboza, he's a freak. But then we got Sadiq Yusuff. This dude's young. This dude's hungry. His last fight was against Don Shaney. So I had to rewatch that fight because I'm gonna be honest, I don't even remember that fight. He won very good. Then Alex Caceres, he actually mixed up his wrestling with that fight. Did some good work on the feet, but then he lost to Arnold Allen in a pretty close fight. I'm not talking about decision wise, like who won the fight, but every round it wasn't a wipeout. It was a close fight. But man, as I said about the real co-main event fight again, Sadiq Yusuff, heavy boxing stance, and you just can't have that against Edson Barboza. You saw that with the Shane Burgos fight. What happened? Edson Barboza chewed his leg up and then finished him with a right hand. We've seen so many instances in where these dudes with devastating leg kicks just destroy the legs of these heavy boxing stance fighters, and that's what Sadiq Yusuff is. This dude's lead foot is very heavy. He's very heavy on it. Now, what I will say, Sadiq has shown in mixing his wrestling with his striking that has helped him out in his fights against Alex Caceres and Don Chinese. But does he have the wrestling of Bryce Mitchell? No, Bryce Mitchell has very exceptional wrestling, and Sadiq Yusuff doesn't have that. What Sadiq Yusuff has is power in his hands. He has great counters. He's a little plotty though. He's a little plotty. You're not gonna see Sadiq Yusuff bouncing up and down. You know, he's not gonna be bouncing back and forth. You know, he's gonna be stepping into Barboza's boxing range, just letting his hands go to let his hand goes in. You just can't do that against Edson Barboza with those nasty leg kicks. So I got Edson Barboza, and this is 5 rounds, so this favors Sadiq Yusuff. But anyways, I'm gonna pick Edson Barboza to finish Sadiq Yusuff in the 4th round. I can see Edson Barboza just taking his time, waiting for Sadiq Yusuff to step in with his lead foot to get in the boxing range and just rip a leg kick right there. And that's gonna mess Sadiq Yusuff up, because if he doesn't have those legs, he's not gonna be able to have the power he usually has in those hands, and the explosiveness where he can jump into the boxing range and let his hands go. He's just not gonna have that. And I can see Edson 1st, 2nd, 3rd round just chewing those legs up, where to the point where Sadiq can't even walk. And guys, yeah, I got Edson Barboza. I think he's gonna finish it with leg kicks. I really do. I mean, Edson has shown to be able to hang with these young dogs, right? Shane Burgos, Billy Q, even Dan Ige. He lost that fight, but he was still in that Dan Ige fight. Ige's a good wrestler too. We saw that with the fight with Bryce Mitchell. I know he lost that, but he did show good moments of takedown defense and scrapping. But I just don't think Sadiq Yusuff has that wrestling ability to hold Barboza down like Bryce Mitchell did. I really don't. So yeah, I got Edson Barboza, leg kick TKO, 4th or 3rd round. And yeah, Sadiq's the favorite. So yeah, a lot of people are counting out Barboza in this one. Not me. Definitely not me. Yusuff's still young. Barboza has his experience. He's dealt with boxers before, as I said, like Shane Burgos. But yeah, by no means is this gonna be an easy fight for Edson. Sadiq will have moments in the 1st round and possibly in the 2nd round. But if Sadiq can mix in his wrestling, but I just don't think he has that wrestling ability like a Bryce Mitchell or a Dan Ige. So I feel like this fight's just gonna be all stand up. And if it's a stand up fight, you do not want to be standing up with Edson Barboza, let me tell you. So yeah, that's who I got. Edson Barboza, TKO, leg kick TKO by 3rd or 4th round. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you enjoyed the breakdown. This fight card is gonna be fun. It's gonna be very fun. And when all these fights are done, I'll make a recap of the fights and see who I got right, who I got wrong. Let me tell you, I'm 1-0 in main event picks. You know, I just got my first dub, my boy Bobby Green. Underdog. Let's see if the underdog can do it again. I really believe he can. But yeah, guys, if you enjoyed the video, like, subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.